I've seen like the most like people will like type in my chat. They say, "Oh, you have bad mental," but they've never talked to me in their life. They've never talked to me in game. They just see my reaction. They just see like
Mhm.
the 2%.
Marshall Mathers, N4rrate. What's up, brother? What's going on in? Welcome on in, brother.
Thank you, thank you.
Yeah, it's brother. I know that's not your name, but it's but I am happy to have you here, man. It is incredible to see the rise and fall and rise again as Sentinels to where you land here today. This roller coaster ride that you've all taken us on. Lead me through it, man.
I mean, it's hard to lead through. It's just part. It's part of the Sentinels classic. You know, we win, we lose, we win, we lose. You know, you keep you on your toes. You know.
You do indeed. Speaking of which, though, my toes were planted firmly on the ground today, man, because this game was a goddamn speed run, bro. Fucking hour 30. You guys led me through. Wasn't even a full game time, man. What did that game feel as easy to you as it was to watch?
I mean, obviously, we were all performing pretty well, like individually.
Mhm.
So, and we were executing our ideas like pretty much. I wouldn't even say flawlessly, but even if they messed up, we would still like win the round. So it definitely felt easy in the sense that like we weren't challenged, I guess. But that's not the right word because they played well, but we were just way better at on that day.
Yeah.
So it definitely felt easy, but I mean, like, obviously, every team here in VCT is good. So just today, it just felt easy. I wouldn't say like maybe if we played them tomorrow, they'd be better individually and just shoot us harder, and it'd be a much more difficult game. But I mean, the score lines speak for themselves.
It's a very fair point, right? And speaking of score lines, I think yours is one that stands out probably the most everyone today, right? Both on map one and on map two, maybe not top frag, but I many of the people also saw the impact you had on your fade, right? And
Mhm.
to kind of dig deeper into you a little bit, right? It's like that's been something that I know people have really, like been yelling from the mountaintops for, right? What's going on. People have a lot of questions and maybe not a lot of insight as to perhaps, like your thoughts in terms of your season so far. Because when we land here today, I find, there's been a general and really optimal scale to now both the team and you looking better, right? Do you also feel the same in terms of just scaling motion where we land here today as well?
Mm, it's hard to say.
Okay.
I would say that pretty much my performance comes from me, and obviously the team can help me with whatever. They can put me in the perfect positions, perfect plays, perfect everything, but if I just don't execute them on the day, then it doesn't matter.
Mhm.
Like I will still just, people will be like, "Oh, he's not good," but like it just comes with my mentality. Like if I'm going to come into the game just expecting to drop 30 kills, like it's just not going to happen. Like I have to work for every single kill, every single assist, every single like peak,
Mhm.
every single piece of util. I need to work for it,
Mhm.
and that's the mentality I came in with today, at least. And I think it just showed itself.
Yeah, I agree. Because so based on that too, because I remember when we talked last time too, right? It's like you are very like I don't want to say the word prideful, but like very like individualistic, where you kind of like view yourself to set yourself to a very high standard, right? Where you know that you have to work and make yourself and make the name N4rrate mean something. Now, and I know Cap talks about that a little bit, like where he wants you guys to like take it a bit easier, right? Like to be like, just go in with a lighter mindset. Have you allowed yourself to do that? Are you still really that hard on yourself?
I mean, there's definitely give or take in that like statement. Like obviously, you don't want to be stressed out. Like that's the number. Like that's a problem for every team. If you come into a game stressed out, you're gonna perform badly. Everything that felt easy in scrims will feel hard. Everything that you're doing, you'll just be nervous. You won't take the timing that you normally take. You won't take the gunfight that you normally take, and you just play too passive. And you're not taking good gunfights. You're just getting farmed. Um, so in that sense, yeah, you don't want to go in the game stressed.
Okay.
But also in the other sense, you want to be prepared. Like you want to be mentally there, ready
Okay.
to win, like just straight up. So like you can do both at the same time. You can enjoy the game playing, and you can also just be ready to win.
Yeah.
And I feel like we came in with both of those today, and I agree for that. Like obviously, you need to enjoy the game. Like it's impossible to win if you're just like, oh, I hate my life. Oh, this is so boring. But today I think we just came in with a good mindset. We're ready to win. Not only that, we were just all individually just in a good mood. We were flowing as a team, and yeah.
Yeah, which I like that, right? And you kind of raised it a little bit too in terms of the point about mental as well too. And I find mental has been something that I don't like. I find I've talked to you a bit about before, like way long ago, and it's something that people have like been up in arms about when it comes to like all team, where it's what's going on with this guy, what's going on with this guy, what's going on with that guy, right? Right, and like I want to understand from your perspective, right? Because like recently this morning, I talked to Crashies, and he talked a lot about how he's been working with his performance coach to like, along with him, bolster the rest of the team to, you know, really shape his mind right and get better perspective on the games, right? So
Yeah.
I want to also hear that from you, right? How do you do that for yourself? How do you continue to make sure that you're both locked in but able to stay calm under these high pressure situations when in a season where every game matters?
In terms of like the performance coach, like keeping your mental in the right place. Last year on KC, we had a performance coach
Mhm.
named UN, and he's still on KC to this day.
Yeah.
I think he really helped me at the time a lot with how to, keep my mind clear, keep like, my thinking in the right direction. Because sometimes like people will say, and they're wrong, but they'll just say that like I spiral and like I'll not think about the right things in the game. But pretty much he helped me a lot in terms of just like, okay, keeping the focus on the game. We lose a round, doesn't matter. Just keep going, keep giving your ideas. Like obviously know how to reset in game and also out of game, like how to take care of yourself
Mhm.
outside of the game, what you need to do, basic like life routine, making sure you have like a balance between playing the game and then
Mhm.
also not playing the game, which is very important in my opinion.
Mhm.
I mean, when you're young, you don't care. You're just like, but when you like the more you age, like the more you realize like this is important stuff. So I definitely think he helped me a lot in this aspect.
Mhm.
Um, and yeah, I mean, I guess that's kind of all I have to say for that.
Yeah, that's valid, right? It's like it's. I remember because I remember I used to value a lot of it because I was an OG esports fan, specifically of a team called TSM back when they were on League of Legends, right?
Yep.
And I remember that was the first time I saw a performance coach there, and I saw how much that team changed when they first got him on. So I was like, man, maybe this shit is legit. Maybe this actually
Yeah,
helps. Yeah.
I definitely think it like you need to engage with the performance coach. The performance coach has to have a role in the team.
Mhm.
Like some performance coaches for some teams are like sectioned off. Like they're not part of the team
Oh.
and they're kind of like individual.
Mhm.
And I feel like that's not good. And I think having somebody who can bring the team together
Mhm.
as well as, work help obviously helping individuals is probably the biggest thing.
Mhm.
But if you can bring the team together by just doing activities, it helps people talk to each other, like say their feelings, say how they're feeling rather than penting up stuff, which is
Yeah.
a very common thing in esports. Like
Mhm.
teams like sometimes just do not gel because they just have too much frustration against each other. They have too much problems with each other, even though they like
Yeah.
it. You can't tell from the outside, but it definitely makes a difference in the long run. That like yeah, you could have like I don't know, say NRG. Like I don't know a lot about NRG, but they obviously removed Verno,
Mhm.
who I believe is a very good player,
Great player.
insanely good player,
Yeah.
and they removed him, and it's probably due to those reasons. Like in
Mm.
my head, like they just
Yeah.
do not share their feelings together. They do not air out frustrations, and it just builds up over time and over
Yeah.
time, and then you lose. When you
Mhm.
win, you're smiling. When you lose, you're just like mad. So
Yeah.
I think it definitely helps for a long run of a team,
Mhm.
like in terms of like keeping cohesion together, like early, and like it's definitely very beneficial in the long run.
Because that's something that you guys don't see a problem with at all, right? Because like I think I've talked to Zach and Cap everyone about this, right? You guys are very open with yourself, so it's like it is nice to see that naturally you haven't kept that you do not adapt the culture of just like I'm gonna stay mad forever because fuck you guys, like that's just it. That helps deeply asking nobody at all too. You did kind of allude to it before, like we talked about all the shit that people say about you. Now I don't know how much you read into it or you like look at or doom scroll, right? But like it's just like, do you take in a lot of it? Does it affect you? Is it unfair? You think?
Uh, well, I wouldn't say it's unfair. I
Okay.
would say that it is not my problem. It's everyone's problem in VCT.
Mhm.
Like, like no matter what, somebody is gonna hate you no matter what. Like I don't personally. I'm like whatever, because I'll stream and people will just come into my chat just hating on me. I'll ban them. I'll ban them, right?
Yeah.
And then they'll submit an unban request, being like, "Fuck you, pussy," and I'm like, okay. Like what?
What?
All right, all good. But at the end of the day, they're all fans. Like they're all fans of you, and they want to see you succeed. But at the same time, they just don't know how to like say that. So it's definitely a problem for every single player. It's not just me.
Yeah.
Every player just gets hate that people don't know anything about. Like people, I've seen like the most like people will, like type in my chat. They say, "Oh, you have bad mental," but they've never talked to me in their life. They've never talked to me in game. They just see my reaction. They just see like
Mhm.
the 2%. I think I said this somewhere, but like, they only see 2% of what a VCT team does on a daily basis.
Mhm.
2%.
Yeah.
There's 98% of things that you guys will never see. You'll never hear the comms of. You'll never
Mhm.
you'll never feel the life experience. You don't know what like problems teams have, and like you can never assume because there's no problem that's just like this is it 100%.
Mm-hmm.
So I
Yeah.
think that's just like it's just part of the game. Like everyone gets hate. This is real sports, fake sports, esports, Lakers in 5. But like it's just like
The Shannon. Sure, I'm crying, bro. That's so
but
good.
it's just it's just part of the game. That's it.
Yeah.
It doesn't bother me. I used to bother me a lot more because I'd just be like, you don't know anything.
Mhm.
But at this point, I've just accepted it that they're fans and they want to see you succeed, and it's just part of it. It's good.
I mean I disagree in the senses of like, bro, fans are, I mean, like, it's fan culture, but these guys aren't fans, bro. Shit, it's like, I mean, it's I get in one sense but not the other, but like I just don't agree with all the type of bullshit that, you know, people try to spit out in terms of vitriol and think like, yeah, like I'm gonna say fuck you and be better, and then hope that you think that I still support you guys. Like, what? No, man, shut up, leave. But either way, that's the whole side thing that I think about, right? It's just, I feel like there's ways to be constructive, there's ways to be supportive, and there's, you know, if you don't, and if you don't fuck with someone, move on. I don't know, man.
Yeah, obviously, it's sometimes it's just pure negativity, but
Yeah,
at the same time, like that person may never like interact with you ever in their entire life.
that's true.
But because they're a fan of you, they interact with you, and obviously it's a
Mhm.
negative way. But I'm just like,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah, fair enough.
cool.
Yeah. Last little bit thing I have, which I was curious about too. The choice to move off of ISO, was that like more so you? Was that like a team choice, or what's up?
Well, obviously, I'm horrible at ISO. According to the last match, I mean, it was just a team choice. We were just like, let's just go back to like our fundamental comps, and we're just like, all right, let's just play this. And they just put me on Sova, and apparently I'm a horrible Sova too, but you know, it's whatever. Um, sorry, but I mean, it worked out well, I think. Obviously, our Haven has just been a struggle map, and we kind of just
Mhm,
wanted to dumb down the game a little bit.
mhm.
I think I'm still very good on the ISO. It's just I was terrible that day on that map. The other two maps I was good, but that day, that map, things
Yeah,
were not going my way.
yeah. Uh,
Yeah, we just moved on from the comp and just simplified the game,
sure.
and it works out.
Yeah,
We know how to call with it. We know how to play with it. It's
yeah.
good.
I mean, that happens. Look. I've learned in my 5 years of watching this game is that going on a game by game narrative is probably the dumbest thing that you could do as a whole, right? Because as you've seen, as you said right at the beginning, the up and down of a roster and a team will be imminent and all over the place. But what matters is the end result, and where we land here today, N4rrate, is you guys are looking better than ever. Still a decent amount of games to go, playoffs on the horizon, and Toronto in the foremind. But things as of right now, I'm happy about, especially as a fan. So, with that being said, I appreciate your time. It's been wonderful to catch up with you again, man. I'll catch you soon, all right,
All right.
bro?
Thank you.
GG's, man. Take care. Bye bye.
Have a good night.